Hello, everybody. I am Goldilocks, and we are back with more political speech brought to you by the one and only Goldilocks. If this is your first time here, I just want you to know that I am so glad to have you, okay? And if this is your second time here or your third time here, the point is if you're coming back and you've been here before, look, I am so glad to have you from the bottom of my heart. You don't even understand. And that's what you get when you come back to this stream. You get an additional greeting at little or no cost to you. All right? All that I ask is that you return. And really all that I ask is that you follow. It costs nothing. Easiest thing in the world to do. Tap your screen one time. Right up there somewhere. Right there somewhere. If you do want to do a little bit more, you can join the team for a measly one coin heart me gift after you hit the follow. Same spot. We are at 15 subs of my goal of 20. Technically, we're at 16. I just have a sub gift that I haven't thrown on somebody yet. So if you do want to sub and I haven't done it yet, actually, I already have somebody in mind. Don't even take me up on that. I already have somebody in mind. So let's earn another one and then you can ask me. Do give me a follow, though. I do want MAGA up here. We are still talking to MAGA about how they're selfish, unpatriotic, un-American, selfish. Did I say selfish? I think I did. I think I did say selfish. We're talking to MAGA about how all of their choices are wrong and they should have made different ones. And they should be making different ones. Every once in a while, we do convince somebody that they should be making a different one, and I'm very proud of that. Very proud of the work that I'm doing. Thomas Award 2. She can't answer a simple question. Who? Who can't? I haven't even mentioned a woman yet. Interesting. Weird take at this point. You can't say anything good about her. You can only pick on Trump. No, I can say plenty good about her, and I have consistently. I have consistently said plenty good about her.
Hello.
Hey, how'd you get expanded? How'd you get expanded so quick?
No
Oh,
idea.
we're still on the other panel type. Hold
Only
on.
because
Hold
Trump
on.
has
Let's
affected
change
the
that
government.
layout. But you, how are you doing?
I'm not doing well, man. It's astounding to me that people still want to
I
vote
can't
for
hear you at
out
all.
of.
I can see that you're speaking, but I can't hear you. Where's my output going? Hold on, everybody.
Oh
Hold on.
no. Unprepared, just like Kamala's agenda.
Oh, well, there's your problem. One second. One second. This
That's right.
is this one.
Yeah.
No? Still no. Hmm.
Well,
Why
when
can't
you
I
figure
hear
this
you?
out, I'll
Huh?
come back.
They dropped. I needed you up here to test. Hold on. Hold on. What is it? Oh, it's not even letting me change it now. Hold on. Hold on, everybody. I'm going to have to restart. I'm going to have to restart in just a second. One sec. Are you unplugged? No, you're definitely plugged in, right? You plugged into both of those as well? Dude, what the fuck? Jesus, man. Hello? Yeah, I hear me. I hear everything. Okay. All right. Okay. Streamlabs, you're still running. All right, let's try this again. All right, let's try this again. I'm pretty sure we're good here. I'm pretty sure we're good. Multi-guest, what's my layout? Let's try this one more time. We are doing this one panel. All right, let's try this one more time. If you're voting for Trump, come up here and tell me why. I just had something very weird happen where my default device was changed. I would not doubt it if a cat had changed my settings while I was away. Oddly enough, it's happened before. It can happen again. Cats are wild, y'all, okay? But if you're voting for Trump, tell me why. It's crazy. You should be ashamed. And I want you to tell me why you think you shouldn't. I want you to tell me why you think you can still be a patriot when you're voting for Trump, okay? Nick, how are you doing?
Goldilocks, what's up?
Hell yeah. How's it going?
It's good. What do you mean Trump supporters are not patriots? That's a
Not
crazy
at all.
statement to say.
How old are you?
Are you like high a little bit?
First of all, how
If you
old
can
are
just
you?
admit that, just let me
Nick,
know right
Nick,
now if you
first
high
of
right
all,
now. I
how
believe
old
you.
are
That's
you?
a crazy.
Nick, first of all, how old are you? Got to stick to the script a little bit in the beginning, bud.
What happened? What happened?
How old are you?
I'm 19, bruh.
All
What's
right.
up, my man?
What are your pronouns?
I'm a him.
So
He,
him.
He, him.
Yeah, and you are obviously voting for Trump if you haven't already. Why is that? You just muted yourself, Nick.
My bad, my bad. What'd you say?
Why? How can you possibly bring yourself to vote for Trump at this point after all he's done?
Because Trump cares more about the American people than
That doesn't
fraud
make
Harris.
any goddamn sense, Nick. I'm gonna have to tell you that right now.
Whoa. No, you don't think he cares for people at all?
He doesn't care about your vote. That's pretty important, right?
If you don't care, why are you running for president?
Well, he doesn't care about your vote. That's what I'm saying, right? He cares about himself. Okay.
And then when he's president, he's gonna make our world great again. I don't think Harris is gonna do any of that shit.
How do you think he's gonna do that?
He's gonna donate money. He's gonna lower costs for people, housing costs.
He's gonna donate money. What does that mean?
I mean, he's gonna lower the costs and he's gonna donate money to charities.
So he's trying to institute 10 to 20% universal foreign tariffs. That will absolutely raise cost. That is just a tax on you.
Oh, so you just want to bring up the one bad thing about him?
No, he has many bad things. I'm going to bring up a bad thing every time you try to say something that you think is good. That's how this works.
So you want me to play that game too, and you want me to start bringing up the bad things about Harris?
Sure. Yeah, you can try that.
Yo, didn't you see how she talks in her rallies? When she in the different states, she try to switch her accent up and try to fit because she thinks she in a majority black area. So she try to act black, but why is she trying to do all that? Why didn't she just be herself?
Nick, she is actually black. Like part of her family is black.
Yeah, I know, but
Do you
she
understand
tried
that?
too hard to be black.
No, she's not
You
trying,
see how
okay?
she
Do you
talks
know,
differently in
Nick,
Detroit than she talks in a different place?
Nick, let me explain this to you, okay? So if you're at a rally of primarily Hispanic people, right, and you go around before the rally and you talk to 35 different Hispanic people for 10 minutes apiece, do you think you might sound a little more Hispanic for your speech?
No.
Really?
How would I sound different?
That's just kind of what happens, dude.
I mean, I just be talking how I usually be talking.
Yeah. Okay. Nick, how do you usually talk? Like this?
Mm-hmm.
Why do you keep doing it then?
Why do I keep talking how I'm talking?
Yeah.
I don't know. Why are you talking like how you talking?
What do you mean?
What do you mean by how I'm talking? It's the same thing I'm asking you.
Yeah, okay, Nick. Do you have anything else you want to try to bring up?
Nah, I was just trying to say what's up. Anyways, but you...
Have a good one, Nick. Take it easy. I don't know why you left so quick. We were just trying to have a conversation, dude. Chill. How are you doing? Hopefully chill.
Yeah, man. I'm
How
good.
old are you?
I'm 33. How old are you?
30. Pronouns?
Yeah. He, him,
And who are you voting for?
manwich sandwich. Yeah, no, I'm voting for Trump.
How on earth can you bring yourself to do that, chill? That's decidedly not chill.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. Nice. So are you against rights then?
Nope.
Okay, because Trump is. So if you're pro-Trump, you're anti-rights.
I don't think that's true, but everyone's entitled to their opinion.
You're no fun. We're gonna get somebody fun up here, okay? Just actually be interesting. 1400, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Pretty good. How old are you?
I'm 21.
Pronouns?
She, her.
And who are you voting for?
Definitely Trump.
But why on earth?
Name one thing, or actually name one right that Trump is going to prohibit from us
They never
being able to
mention
do.
it. They don't talk about the American
Doing
flag.
it.
By the way, the American flag, we got some of the greatest congressmen warriors here that you have anywhere. And congressmen go to Congress soon, like immediately, but soon. We should give a 1-year sentence in jail to anybody that burns the American flag.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so that's absolutely
and you wanna tell me why he said
that's
that?
absolutely anti-First Amendment.
And you want to tell me why he said that?
Why did he say that? Do you want to tell me?
Yes, I can, actually. That's because people are disrespecting the military.
I didn't ask if you
have-
could. I asked if you wanted to. I asked you the same question you asked me. Keep up.
Yeah, and I am going to. I'm telling you right now.
Yeah, sure.
Basically, have you ever heard of Westboro Church?
Yes.
Okay, do you know what they did?
Did they burn an American flag?
Yes, they burned millions, actually.
Okay, that's absolutely their right.
Okay, and do you know what they did, though?
What?
They went to a military guy's funeral across the street protesting, saying God is evil and all military men should die but it's ironic because they are literally fighting for their right to do that.
Yeah, also absolutely their right. Might be shitty, but it's their
okay,
right.
You're actually weird, though. You're actually weird. The American flag is a representation of our freedom. So actually, yes, I do agree with him. If you burn the flag,
The American flag is absolutely not a representation of your freedom. Do you know what it is? Do you know what is? Do you know what is?
That is literally the representation of our country.
Which part of the flag actually represents freedom? Tell me that.
All of it. That's what the military is fighting
for.
for.
So every single bit of the flag has an actual meaning. Which one of those
and that
is
what the
freedom?
military is fighting to keep.
Nope. The
That's
military does
yes,
nope. The military does not fight for the flag. The military fights for your rights, right?
OMG.
Right? Do you know what rights are?
Yes, I know what rights are.
Do you know what guarantees your rights?
The Constitution does.
Okay, and what do military members swear an oath to?
To protect your rights, but
the Constitution
it doesn't matter.
is what I was looking for. It kind of does absolutely
When
matter.
they are fighting to keep the American flag and the American dream, yeah. Okay, let me twist the question. Name a reason you are voting for Kamala.
The tax policy is fantastic compared to Trump's.
Okay, when
Do
did
you want another one?
Okay, go for it.
She hasn't been held civilly liable for grape. So character reference, fantastic.
You also want to know the funny thing is that Joe Biden literally ruined these last
Is Joe
4 years.
Biden running?
Listen, she was his
1400.
vice president.
Is Joe Biden running?
She was his vice president. It's going to be the same exact thing that happened.
Do you know what a vice president does?
It does not matter what they do. They still
No,
have
it kind
power.
of does matter. What is the power? What is the power of the vice president? What are their actual duties?
They can literally advise the president for change, and she did not do any of that.
President doesn't have to do shit, they say. What are the
She was
actual duties of the vice president?
They advised them
No.
to do change. Yes,
Absolutely not.
Have you
What are
taken
the
government
actual listed duties of the vice president?
Have you taken government class?
What are the actual enumerated duties of the vice president of the United
You
States?
keep interrupting me. I
Yeah,
just
you're
told you.
absolutely incorrect.
Okay, then what are they?
So you don't know. Just say you
What are
don't
they?
know,
Exactly.
and I
You
will
don't
tell
know
you.
either.
There are three.
Go ahead.
There are three
ahead.
duties. No, you have to say you don't know what they are, and then I will educate you on it.
Go ahead.
No, you have to say I don't know
Go
what they
ahead.
are, and then I will list them.
To advise the president.
No,
That is what it is.
absolutely not. That is
That
not
literally
one of
sums
them.
it all up. Okay, then tell me what they are.
All right. Tie-breaking votes in the Senate. Taking
Keep
over
going.
if the president should croak or be otherwise incapacitated, which you could
And,
argue Biden was, and indeed he's stepping down from the
Keep
race
going.
because of that. Are you okay?
I'm perfectly fine. Why?
Do you actually want me to list all three? Because you're talking over me.
You have one more left. Just list it. It's not that hard.
Well, we could just take a second if you don't want me to.
I mean, if you forgot it, then that's fine.
No, I know what it is. It's right here. Just waiting on you to chill
Okay,
out for
then
a second.
say it.
Just waiting on you to chill your jets, bud.
I am chill.
Just catch a bubble real quick. 1400. Catch a bubble.
You done? Are you
All right.
done?
Are you done? That's what I'm asking you.
I've literally just said okay, and you just stopped talking.
Okay, so do you want to hear the third power?
I've been asking you to tell me it, but you won't. So
I'm sure you have. I'm sure you have been
I
asking
literally have.
for that. Do you by any chance know what the third power is?
I don't think.
Are you
do
holding
because
out on me, 1400?
Holding out on what?
Are you holding out? I think you might know more than you're letting on.
I literally asked you to name the three powers, and you stopped at the second one.
Yeah, I did. I'm waiting for you to let me in on what you know at this point.
I literally told you it's to advise the president for what to do.
Absolutely not.
And all
Certification of the votes. The
And
certification
all the
ceremony
things-
is overseen by the vice
All
president.
are linked to
Like-
advising the president.
No, yeah, sure, maybe in some way, but they don't actually advise the
Okay,
president.
let's stop arguing and turn the page, okay?
Do you know what Mike Pence did at the last certification ceremony?
I wasn't really part of that 2020 Mike Pence whatever.
Okay, so you don't know? Do you want to admit that you don't know this one?
I was young. I didn't know anything about that stuff.
This
I
is
didn't know
very
anything about
easy.
politics yet.
He did his job.
Okay, I didn't know anything about politics in 2020. I'm 21 now.
Do you know
I didn't
what?
know anything about it 5 years ago.
You probably should have if you're voting for Trump this time. Do you know what Trump wanted
It's
him
been
to do?
4 years.
Do you know what
Are you
Trump
fucking-
wanted him to do other than his job?
Tell me. Educate me.
Trump
So-
wanted him to certify false electoral votes for 7 different swing states that he was throwing a temper tantrum because he was losing.
And you also know that Mike Pence has nothing to do with 2024, right?
With
Right?
2024?
Yeah. He has nothing to do with this election.
Do you have any idea what I just told you?
I literally heard what you told me, but you keep bringing up
What
2020.
did I tell you? Tell me what I told you.
You told me that Trump was throwing a hissy fit. That was in 2020.
No, tell me what I actually told you. Because this is
I'm
very
not gonna
important.
repeat it.
This is very, very important. And if you don't think so, then you're delusional and you're not a
Okay,
patriot.
then say it again, because clearly I didn't hear you.
So
Well, I
Trump
heard what
wanted
you
Mike
said, hissy fit.
Trump wanted Mike Pence to certify false electoral votes for 7 different swing states to turn the tide in those states fraudulently, which is blatantly unconstitutional. and would undermine every single vote cast by any American citizen that happened to vote in that election. How do you feel about that?
Okay, again, that was in 2020.
And again, it was Trump that did this.
And again, did he lose? Yes, he lost. So that literally.
Okay, I've literally proven you're not a patriot. The end.
I am a.
You're obviously not a patriot. You don't care that your vote was going to be undermined if he got his way. Mike, how are you doing?
I just want to say you're a little punk ass little bitch.
Wow,
for fucking trying to
so
have some
mature.
respect for
How
fucking
old
women,
are
you
you?
little bitch.
So mature. How old are you,
Yeah.
Mike? What
No,
are you,
it's not being
12?
mature.
You
You're a
can't.
fucking punk little bitch.
You can't be up here if you're not
You don't
18.
sit
bud.
here and fucking.
You can't be up here if you're not 18. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, bud. Can't be up here if you're not 18 yet. Obviously, you're not. We're just chugging through these people today. Either they're babies or they're absolutely not patriots, and they just prove it right away. He said, bro, you're lying. What could I have possibly lied about at this point? Raymond, how are you doing?
Hey, what's up, man? How you doing, brother?
Not too much. Pretty good. How old are you?
I'm 60 years old enough to be your dad, man.
Fantastic. That is about that's younger than my dad, actually. But yeah, you are old enough to be my dad, theoretically.
Yeah, I have a son that's 40.
Do you understand pronouns, and what are they?
I have a son that's 40 and a daughter that's 22. That should tell you what I am right there. Full man, brother. Full man. All man.
So okay, sure. So him.
Mr. Scott.
Who are you voting for?
You know I'm rolling with you, man.
You're voting for me?
Miss Kamala Harris.
Hell yeah.
I'm rolling with you. Miss Kamala Harris.
Hell yeah. Based.
Yes.
Based as hell.
Hey man, I just came up to tell you, man, hey, you cooking these fools, man. She couldn't keep up.
Hell
and she kept trying to run her mouth. You can't learn anything if you're talking all the time.
That's it. Like, let me tell you something, right? I got to be able to tell you something, and then you tell me something. This is a debate. This is not you, like, just saying bullshit, dude. This is real shit here.
And there's nothing wrong with not knowing something. That's the only way you're going to learn, if you can admit that you don't know and you would like to learn.
Yep, exactly.
No one knows everything. There's no such thing as a dumb question. Ask questions, you learn.
That's it.
It's simple. It's not a hard concept.
Raymond, you have a little bit to tell us why. Tell us some of your main reasons for voting for Kamala. Just take a little bit.
I don't believe men should have the right to tell a woman what to do with her body, first of all.
Hell yeah.
And like you said, the taxes. And she's morally trumps him. No pun intended.
Hell yeah.
She morally trumps him. No pun intended. And everybody is against this guy, man. Even his cabinet members, his prior cabinet members are all against him. The U.S. Army has supported Miss Harris. It's like 80% of the people that were under him have all turned their back on him.
Well,
That's
I mean, hard for the military to support Trump when he's threatening to fire half of them, right?
Exactly.
Like, come on now. All right,
crazy.
Raymond, it is great to have you around. Thank you so much for coming up. I do got to move on to some Trumpers.
I know you're looking for a debate.
Have a good one.
Fred. Have a good one, man. All right.
All right, Mike was in here first. I know that for a fact this time. Mike, how are you doing?
I'm doing good, bud. How you doing?
Pretty good. I think I know you're old enough, and I think I know your pronouns. Were you voting for Trump?
I'm undecided.
You're undecided still after all this?
I mean, I'm leaning more towards Kamala.
Fantastic. Is that because you've been watching me?
Yeah.
Fantastic. Awesome. W's in the chat, y'all.
A lot of other people, and there's a topic that's brought up a lot, but there's a point that nobody's discussing, and I don't want this to come out as me saying anything bad towards either party.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm just looking more or less for a topic to discuss, or maybe some more I might find the answer to it.
Yeah, what do you got? What is it?
It's this whole ordeal going back and forth about the ABs.
Yeah.
My point of it is, it's not my business what a girl does. Just
Hell
like
yeah.
it's not a girl's business what I do with my body.
Yeah, hell yeah. Same exact take from me, man. Like, I should not have a say what happens between a mother and whatever is growing inside of her body. That is not for me to decide, okay? So that is,
Here's my thing that's bothered me, the topic part of it
yeah.
that nobody has brought up.
Mm-hmm.
With all the pads that's going around, like the Epstein, if anybody that would be for I'm trying to word this correctly so I don't mess up the live or try to sound disrespectful to no one.
Yeah, it's no worries. Just kind of go with it, and I'll let you know if you slip up at all, and it'll be fine. But
This kind
say
of
it.
goes against both parties, basically. But
Mm-hmm.
if you add the ABs with the pads, you would think that party would be the one more for the AB than the one not for it, because they'd be a way to dispose of, I guess, if that makes any sense.
I don't know what you're trying to say. You got to say that a little more clearly.
If anybody is going to be in the ped ring with kids, would
they be pro AB?
Yeah,
pro choice,
to dispose of any evidence that could discriminate them.
Interesting. I
really honestly doubt that Miss Harris would use that for an excuse.
That's
so don't get me wrong on that one.
Yeah, that's a wild take, because I don't think that it would swing either way with that, to be honest. I really don't think that would have a bearing on the actual outcome there. But also, like, are you saying you think that just everybody in government is like going crazy for kids, baby?
Well, I mean, it's been discussed, all the big wigs in DC that was seen with Epstein, and that goes from Trump to Clinton, I mean, to be honest, I don't think that Biden would even be capable of doing any such thing. So, but no, I mean, I know how politics are. Some of them are crooked, not all of them. But that's just something, I mean, it's been slightly brought up, but not added together.
Yeah, I don't think, like, I mean, yeah, whoever was hanging out with Epstein on the regular, like, fucking investigate him for sure. Like, that's my take on that. But just in general, I don't think that a pro-choice take could even possibly indicate anything in that vein, to be honest. You got the same take as us, which is that, look, I can't tell anybody else what to do with their body, right? That's the take. And you're on the same page there, right?
Yeah.
So unless you're projecting, which would be wild.
So I hope you know that I didn't want to point fingers or be disrespectful, but it's just something out of curiosity.
Yeah,
I'm just tossing that up in the air. If anybody discusses it, if I'm not in here, you remember talking to me again, if you remember anyone say anything else about it, I'd love to hear more about it. I'm going to hang out here for a little bit just to see if anything is said.
All right. Yeah.
Not that I'm trying to stir up no pot or point fingers by no means.
No, that's a wild take. It's interesting, but yeah, I think generally pro-choice is just exactly what you and me think. I don't theoretically maybe, but I think that would be a drop in the bucket compared to people who actually want to, help women and provide them with rights.
Well, man, I appreciate the talk.
Yeah, have a good one, Mike. Take it easy. We are paying for my doggo's leg amputation. Some cancer got in there in the bone, so legs gotta go. It's not cheap. Whatever you have laying around to help would be greatly appreciated. Maria, how are you doing?
Yes. I'm doing well. How about yourself?
Pretty good. How old are you?
34.
Pronouns?
I don't believe in that.
All right. Is it safe to assume that you would prefer to be called she than he?
Yes, I am a female. I am a
Okay,
female. I am a woman.
so she, her is the answer. I assume you're voting for Trump.
Yes.
How on earth can you bring yourself to do that?
How on earth can you vote for Kamala? What you guys were talking
Kamala.
about? Whatever.
That actually works into it because Trump
Okay.
supporters refuse to pay the basest respect to our sitting vice president and therefore show that they're overwhelming.
But she doesn't deserve any respect.
Shut up one sec.
You
Therefore,
don't need to tell me
shut
to
up one
shut
second.
up.
Yeah, you can't start talking over me. Don't do it. Okay? Now let me answer your question. So that definitely works its way into it, right? Because Trump supporters overwhelmingly show that they're not even willing to show the basest respect to the current sitting vice president of the United States by saying her goddamn name right. Like, that is just the basest level of, I would like for you to show this person respect. And, like,
No.
you all say either it doesn't matter or literally, no, I'm not going to do it. So
No.
you're disrespectful pieces of shit, and you show that all the time.
Who's throwing the profanities, though?
Yeah, so you're
being disrespectful.
You deserve it.
I don't.
Yeah,
I'm
you
not
do.
throwing any disrespectful to you. Maybe
no,
to your wonderful.
you're
vice
disrespecting
president,
Kamala.
sarcastically.
You're
But she
disrespecting
is-
Kamala.
I do not care. Everybody disrespects Trump, and he was your president before.
I don't
4
disrespect
years
Trump.
ago. Really?
Yeah, I don't. I say what he
Okay,
did.
then. Huh?
I say what he did and why it's terrible and unpatriotic. Thank you so much, Hoy, for the $5 on Venmo. Thank you so much. W's in the chat. Yeah, no, I don't disrespect Trump. I give facts about what he's done and show why they're unpatriotic and
But why
fucking
does she
selfish.
deserve so much respect? She's a terrible vice president.
How? Make a
Okay,
case.
well, so for her being in charge of the whole Afghanistan, how do you explain that she completely withdrawed, left millions of dollars of weapons, had 13 people killed?
In what way was
and
she in
didn't-
charge
wait,
of the
I'm
pullout of
speaking,
Afghanistan?
Like I was shutting
Yeah,
up when
no,
you spoke.
but no, yeah,
You're
but
not being good then.
You're literally saying something false. In what way was she in charge of the pullout of Afghanistan? You have to explain that. You have to explain that for the class because she absolutely wasn't.
I love how you mute me.
Yeah, because
It
you
is
won't stop
hilarious.
talking. Because you won't
But
stop
I had
talking.
to shut
Because you won't stop talking when I point out that you're
I
spewing
had to shut up when you
misinformation.
were teaching.
Yeah,
I had
and
to
you
shut
will.
up when you were speaking.
Yes,
Why
and
can't you shut
yeah,
up?
no,
You're not being very fair, are you then? Freedom
I-
of speech, buddy.
I don't care. You're on my platform.
I think you're being a little bit like
Deal with it, Maria.
hypocritical.
Deal with it. Deal with it.
care. I don't
You know,
care. You're the one
if
that
you
looks
believe
like a
that, that's fine. I don't care. It's an old subject.
I don't care. I
What,
don't
Maria?
care. Blah 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 blah.
What, Maria? What were you trying to say?
Am I on mute or am I not on mute? Because I don't know.
Are you on mute?
I don't know. I don't know with you.
If I could answer your question, do you think you were on mute?
Anyway, so with the whole thing with Afghanistan,
How was she in charge of it?
She was the one in charge of it.
How?
They blatantly put her.
Absolutely not.
Yes, she was.
Nope.
She was in charge of the
Nope.
border. She was in charge
Nope.
of the withdrawal from Afghanistan.
Nope. So Biden made the call
And
to
we
pull
know
out
how
at the
wonderful
speed
that
at which we
border
pulled
was.
out. So actually what happened here is that Trump wanted to pull out immediately. Trump wanted to pull out faster than we did. Biden, who was actually in charge of this, negotiated an extension to Trump's plan. So how do you feel about that? It would have been faster if
And
it was
that
Trump's
went
way.
wonderful, didn't it? How they recognized the soldiers that risked their lives to put our country first. How wonderful that was when she didn't even recognize them. She didn't even go.
What
How
are
was
what
that
are
as the vice president?
What are you saying
What
at this
about the
point?
border? What about the border? What about the
Yeah,
border?
what about the border? What do you think happened?
Are you kidding me? How many immigrants
What do you
came
think
in?
is the
How
situation?
many illegal immigrants came in?
Who was pushing for legislation?
How many illegal immigrants came in illegally?
You tell me. You tell me.
You tell me. No, I'm asking you the question.
You tell me.
I'm asking you the question.
This is the type of question that you ask rhetorically because you think you know an answer.
No, you're not answering the question.
Well, then
going around in circles.
No, if you can't provide a figure, you don't have a case. You have to make a case here.
Not very fun to talk to. I can't talk to.
Okay, then get out of here. I got plenty of guests. Move on. Leave. I don't give a shit, dude. Get out. You're actually getting out, like you're teacupped out. Do you know how to leave? Do you not know how to leave? You don't know how the app works? All right. Anyway, doggo leg amputation is $5,000. We're about 40% of the way there. Maybe closer to 50 at this point. Closer to 50. I haven't done the calculations in a while, but maybe closer to 50. Maria, I've got to kick you at this point. You don't know how to leave, and I think you're trying to leave. So we'll help you out. We'll help you out a little bit. Tyler, you connecting? You gonna connect, bud? You got MAGA Mobile? MAGA Mobile.
Hey, how's it going, man?
There you are. How old are you?
I'm 31.
And pronouns?
Just he, him. I don't really do pronouns too much. I'm still kind of getting used to it.
Yeah, you answered it right, man.
It's a hard transfer.
Good job.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Are you voting for Trump?
I think so, but I'm not 100% sold on it yet.
That's crazy that you could even
I'm
possibly be undecided at this point.
I mean, that is a fair assessment. I get that. I am kind of crazy in the head, but it's hard because I did really want Kennedy. You know what I mean? I thought Kennedy was a happy medium between the both.
Interesting.
You know what I mean? So it's just a difficult choice, but I like watching your stuff here. So, but I had a question, if that's okay, on the conversation you had with the last lady.
Yeah.
I know I could easily look it up, but I just wanted to ask you, have a conversation with you real quick.
Yeah, for sure.
So I had heard you guys talking about the border stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and it didn't really seem like she could give you a full answer other than just kind of spewing out the same thing that everybody's saying, which I get, I understand. It makes sense, but if you can't dive deeper than that, then you're really just repeating stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's some nuance to these situations, right?
Right.
But what did you want to talk about it? For sure.
So if you could just correct me if I'm wrong here, that legislation that was pushed through that started back in, what was that, like March or May of this year, right?
The which one? What now?
The legislation for the border.
Yeah, something like that. That's
yeah. So now, and that's where it's like, okay, they tried. I can accept that and be like, yeah, they were trying to do something, right?
Mm-hmm.
I guess my question, which hasn't been answered by anybody, and I'd like it to be, is why did it take so long? You know, why did it take until election year to start?
It just takes a long time to write legislation. So a Republican wrote this bill, James Langford. He's probably the staunchest Republican we've ever had on border security. So it's a great bill for border security. It's the toughest legislation we possibly could have gotten passed. It had wide bipartisan support, and then Trump called for it to be torpedoed, and it was.
And that would bring up another question for it.
Mm-hmm.
But in regards to it being the toughest bill, the only thing I've heard, and mind you, I do understand I could easily look into this, you know.
Yeah.
So I feel like a dummy talking, but it's my first time actually.
No, it's fine. Just say what you got to say. Every time you do a disclaimer, it's like we lose 8 people. Just say what you got to say.
That makes sense. My bad, dude. So why is it that, in your opinion or in factual matter, why is it that we're hearing, the only thing I've been hearing is that they were trying to hire 1,500 new border security agents? You know?
That is part of it. Yeah, it provided funding for 1,500 more border agents. It provided more funding for technology for the wall, like ground patrols, automated ground patrols to determine where tunnels were being dug, drones to patrol where humans can't possibly as well. Stuff like that. It provided a cap of an average of 5,000 per day, or actually hitting 5,000 in a day, or an average of 5,000 per day over the course of a week is what it was. Would
Okay.
let you shut down the border completely by
So it's
emergency
similar.
order.
It's similar to what like all the Trump supporters want. I would say the only difference is the amount of people allowed to come through illegally per day.
Well,
Pretty much.
it also provided actual funding for Trump's new wall as well.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. Well, hey, I appreciate your time. That gives me something to think about and look into more. Take it seriously. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna do that, and I appreciate you. Everyone else, have a good night. Thanks for waiting for me.
No problem at all. Have a good one, Tyler.
You too, bud.
See, that was a reasonable conversation. Okay, it's not that hard, everybody. It's not that hard. It's a lot, I'm not gonna lie, it's a lot more fun when the conversation isn't reasonable. But we do like to actually learn things here. We like to learn here. We like to have fun though. Chris, how are you doing?
I'm doing well. See, that's a dude I can get down with, right? I was trying to praise him in the comments there, saying like, just keep doing you, man. Like, don't feel nervous. Don't, whatever.
Right.
I find I'm voting for Kamala. I'm he, him, all the above. I find it laughable. Like, hey, listen, Trumpsters. The I don't believe in pronouns thing might be one of the top 5 dumbest things you can ever say.
It's
like,
wild.
you speak English. It's part of your language. Are you kidding me? Like,
pronouns are just a part of speech. Like, it's just literally a part of speech. They're not going to hurt you.
Do you think if we made like voting into like a transgender thing, they would like not believe in voting, and then this wouldn't be a problem at all anymore?
Araya said, "I don't believe in verbs."
Yeah, Araya had the quote of the night. She's the one that pointed it out, that the people that say that everyone should speak English are the ones that say I don't believe in pronouns. It's one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my life.
Wild.
The entire GOP platform, my whole life, I've always found it to be contradictory. But this MAGA thing is even dumber. Like, we're so patriotic, we're so American, but fascism's okay? Hitler's fine. Hitler's great.
Right.
Like, I would love to see the Greatest Generation come back. Nothing would make me happier than like some scene out of a Marvel movie where the Greatest Generation rises up from their graves and they go, "What the hell are you people doing?
What the fuck
are you
letting
kidding
happen?
me right now?"
Yeah. Yep. Exactly.
Yeah. What are we doing, people? Like, look, this isn't even about like. I remember back in the day, like, George W. Bush days or GH. Like, I'm older. Like, I'm in my deep 40s, so I even remember Reagan a little bit, and I remember when it was just about, no, we want to feed the poor. Nah, let the poor pull themselves up from their bootstrap. Boy, we're a long way from that, aren't we now? I mean, my God, I'm not even kidding. People, listen. I'm going to say one more thing, and then I'm going to go, because I know that that
Holy
this dude
shit,
really
y'all.
wants.
Maria, thank you so much for the $25 on Venmo. Thank you so much. That goes a long way for sure.
I know you want to deal mostly with MAGA people, and that's great. I'm cool with that. So I just want to say one more thing here. Like, like, what exactly? Like, what are we doing here? Like, I don't understand. Like,
how did we get to this point?
Like, do yourselves a favor. Go really, really read a translation of Mein Kampf. Or go really, really trace Hitler's rise to power. But look, I know for almost a decade now, I have held my tongue with, you shouldn't compare him to Hitler. No. Oh, you shouldn't bring that name up because he's not Hitler. Come on, guys, listen. He's not killing Jews. He's not slaughtering anybody.
Hey, Chris. All right.
I'm sorry.
The name was far enough.
I'm sorry. I forgot about the TikTok thing.
By the way, probably don't say the name again either.
No, I won't. I'm sorry. But like, go look it up. Just read your history. Read your deep World War II history. Okay, can I say that? The Weimar Republic and all that went on. Like, just really, really read it. Like, really look at it, and please, with an objective brain, compare it to what's happening now. The parallels are uncanny. Uncanny. Please, I beg you. I don't care if you vote for Kamala or not. just don't vote for that guy. I feel like Owen Wilson in Wedding Crashers. You don't have to marry me, just don't marry that guy. Like seriously, like just seriously, like this is America. If you want to be pro-American and wrap yourself in the flag, then please go read the book.
Hell yeah.
Please.
Chris, based
Thank
as
you so
hell.
much.
Thank you for coming up. Thank you for sticking around. And I'll
You
look
got it,
forward
man.
to seeing you around again.
Absolutely, anytime. Good luck on your dog.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I didn't know you were going to say that at the end. Again, he was bringing this up. Paying for my dog's leg amputation. The big C in the bone. We got to get rid of it. Might be going somewhere else. We don't know. But worst case scenario, it's going to make him more comfortable for the time he has left. So we got to do what's right by our little baby. Z, how's it going?
Good. How you doing?
Pretty good. I know I had you up very recently, so we don't got to go
Yes.
through the whole spiel necessarily. What do you got going on tonight?
Well, so what is your opinion on this? What is your opinion on like Beyonce and Megan Thee Stallion and Quavo and all of them going out to campaigning on? Because I mean, if you look back in politics, that's really not a thing.
What about Kid Rock?
Yeah, but he didn't have a concert. You know what I mean?
He never played music at a Trump rally?
Well, to my knowledge, I haven't seen a video. I mean, I've seen him speak up for
I'm 90% sure he has. I can't guarantee it, but I'm pretty sure.
But I'm just saying, okay, so like imagine, what would you say if like Trump was bringing out like 21 Savage, or like...
I mean, that would be all right. I have no problem with it. I don't understand having a problem with a president accepting a celebrity endorsement. That's just something that happens.
Well,
right?
No. I'm not saying like getting their endorsement, but like coming and like doing a show for their like the people that are going to support them. Like doing a concert basically.
Yeah, I don't see the problem.
Yeah, but even Barack didn't do that. You know why? Because like he took it.
What do you mean, even Barack?
He didn't have performers come out when he was doing his.
No, but why is it even Barack didn't do that? What does that mean?
Because he took it more serious, that position as president. Like this is like a serious position.
Do you think presidents can't have concerts? This is one of the wildest takes I've ever heard, because you're getting down to not taking the position seriously, right? So if you look at the other side of the aisle on not taking the position seriously, I think there are much, much stronger takes for that.
Well, okay, I'll tell you what. I watched a recent video. It was at one of these rallies of Kamala's rallies, and you can see it was like when Megan Thee Stallion was performing. After she was done performing, and she said, "Have a good night, guys. We're gonna bring Kamala back on the stage." You can literally see people in the video getting up and walking out and leaving.
All right.
So that's why I'm saying like that's where like it's not as serious, because like the whole point of being at a rally and like campaigning, you want people there to actually listen to what you're going to do for the country, not just listening to a singer and then just getting up and leaving, and that's all you cared about.
Okay,
that's why I'm saying.
If we talk about rallies making people leave, again, this is just a wild take, man. There's absolutely nothing wrong with having a performer who endorses you perform. That's what they do. What else would you do with their endorsement?
You can have them. Yeah, I'm not saying anything wrong with like coming up and talking for them and everything.
We don't want to hear nobody wants to hear the politics of performers. You don't want to hear that.
Well, no, I'm saying endorsing. Like if they came up and endorsed.
No. Okay, so Trump stood for 30 minutes at one of his rallies and swayed to music. Is that better?
Well, you know why? Because someone was getting medical attention.
Bud, that's literally no.
Yes, I mean, you can go watch the full
absolutely
video.
No.
I watched the whole thing.
Yeah, so he was swaying to music for half an hour, literally, because somebody in the crowd actively was getting medical attention the whole time. And then the rally ended.
Well, and then he also had issues with their microphone, like the equipment crew was having issues, so he
But
had to
there's
wait.
no.
That's why he was
That's
waiting.
not
That's why
how
he started
those.
playing
That's
that.
not how that works either. If your microphone is having issues, they have other mics. They will run
Well,
up
did
and
you
put
want him
another
to
mic
just
on you.
stand there and
But
like
there's
say
no
nothing?
look. There was another rally at which he didn't. His team didn't pay the buses, and they left people stranded in heat. Do you think that's
Have you ever
taking the
been to a
position
rally?
seriously?
Have you ever
Yes.
gone? Okay, so you know people drive to the rallies, right?
Not all of them. Some of them get shuttled in because you don't have infinite parking. People needed these buses and were literally stranded. So I don't know what point you're trying to make here.
Well, then that sounds like, wow, a lot of people really want to come listen to them if they're being stranded. I plan ahead.
Is that really your take about that?
No, I just
Trump's
think it's
Trump's team hired a charter bus both ways, but then didn't pay them, so they only got the one way.
So now listen, I'll bring it all together now. Okay, so because I know you're saying it's like, what is this argument? So now, and I know you know this, everyone knows this about the Diddy list. Okay.
What is the Diddy list? Who's on it?
So everyone knows Jay-Z and him were best friends, and they worked together, went to parties together. So why isn't it not weird to you that like Beyonce, who's like, you know, Jay-Z's like wife,
Yeah, Araya. I know we don't know who's on it.
But I mean, and then you have Usher, you know, who worked with Diddy as well, and so like, and he came and spoke for, and then Megan Thee Stallion signed the Jay-Z's record label, and like she comes and speaks for him. So I mean, it's like it seems like they got kind of something in common there. You know, it's all like.
What? It seems like they have something in common. Yeah, they endorse Kamala.
No, they all really, they're close friends with Diddy. Even back in 2021, Diddy.
What the fuck are you talking about, dude? Are you just being a piece of shit, or do you actually want to make points that aren't? I think this might be a thing.
Well, no, I'm just saying, why would you?
No, you're not just saying. You're accusing a bunch of people of something you absolutely have absolutely zero proof of.
What? Well, listen.
Tell me you have actual proof.
That Jay-Z and Beyonce have been to plenty of Diddy parties. Yeah, I can show you evidence. I mean, I can give you a source if you want to look it up. Even Usher, I can give you a source that Megan Thee Stallion works under Jay-Z's record label. I can give you all this information if you want to look it up.
Tell me you have any actual proof that they did anything at all untoward.
Well,
you think everybody that went to a Diddy party is a horrible person?
So do you think Jay-Z and him that's been friends for a decade?
This is exactly the same thing as trying to say that literally everybody that went to Epstein Island is a terrible person. It's just factually obviously
Epstein
incorrect.
didn't have a best friend though. That's the difference.
Are you kidding? Are you absolutely kidding me? What is wrong with you?
Okay, who was Epstein's best friend?
Epstein didn't have a best friend, though. That's the difference. What are you saying? What does that mean?
So you're telling me for 10 years, Jay-Z went unwillingly known of what Diddy was doing at his home for 10 years?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying I don't fucking know what he knew.
Well, see, that's what I'm saying. That would be like, I mean, that would be really bad judgment, you know? Like they're both billionaires. They're both billionaires.
What would be really bad judgment? What are you talking about?
If you were to assume someone close to someone like that had that zero concept that he was doing it for that long. You know, like we'd say the same thing for Epstein. Like if there was like someone in his clique that had known him for 10 years, we'd say the same thing for him. We'd be like, well, that guy knows.
See, I think I'm done entertaining this because this is just another... Everybody that's famous is doodling kids.
Well, I'm all right. We can get off of it. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to take up time and everything. I mean, I can talk to you about the border.
Yeah, it's wild because it's a stupid fucking thing to bring up because you have absolutely no proof that any of the people you mentioned other than Diddy did anything bad at any of these parties. right? You have no proof of it. I'm not saying they didn't. I'm just saying it's fucking stupid to even entertain the idea, because what are we going to talk about? What am I going to say? Yeah, maybe. I don't know. You're not trying to. This is not true. No. This is not trying to debate. This is trying to undermine with no factual evidence. It's dumb.
No. I'm not debating. Listen, I'm not accusing her. I'm just saying, why would you surround yourself with that, like, publicity?
That's
just saying.
fucking dumb. It's dumb.
Why?
You're out of here. Look, I'm looking for actual political discussions, okay? Can we have actual political discussions? Anybody that actually wants to have a political discussion about why you're voting for Trump and isn't going to be a fucking weirdo that just spouts misinformation or complete non-information, get up here in the box, okay? Open invite. If you want to have an actual conversation, get up in the box. Mark Scrimali, you gotta get muted. What is wrong with Trump? They're getting so fucking desperate, dude. It's kind of sad at this point. Like, it's sad how desperate Trumpers are at this point. It's honestly sad. Like, you all are just giving up. You have already given up. You have no actual argument anymore, so you're giving up. It's amazing. How hilarious is this? How hilarious. LaDonathan, you'll come up, right? No, you won't. I can't even invite you, LaDonathan. You're always in here. I appreciate you for always watching. You're a fan. But I can't invite you. What amputation? We are paying for my dog's leg amputation. Cancer of the bone. Bone cancer. Okay? It's very expensive. It's honestly, it is glorious watching the demise of MAGA, but it's not good for my views. It's not fun anymore, right? Nobody wants to watch MAGA flounder about and try their hardest to come up with something, try to come up with any reason that that they can convince people to keep voting for Trump because he's turning people off every day. Go look at some 538 polling, right? If you look at Trump versus Kamala polls specifically, they seem pretty close. But if you look at the Trump disapproval polls, it's terrible. He has a terrible time on there right now. It's honestly... No, Trump isn't even leading in the Trump versus Kamala polls. Like, she is in the lead. According to everyone except Rasmussen, which shows that they're wrong, right? Yeah, so... No MAGA's even coming up in the box. Honestly sad. We might have to call it early because they're too scared. They can't even make an argument anymore. We'll try to invite some people. We'll try to invite some people directly. Look at Trump's rally size, my guy. Do you see Trump rallies emptying halfway through? So I don't know if size matters in that instance. 538 is ran by ABC. ABC is actually pretty centrist if you think about it. Polls don't show Harris losing. I will talk to you about supporting Trump, though. I am inviting people. Let's have fun. Let's actually have fun. LaDonathan, you will catch a mute. You will absolutely catch a mute. Be a little more careful, okay? Let's take it easy. I appreciate that you're always in here and always chatting, but you absolutely will catch a mute. Oh, Harris is live. Is that why this night is so weird? ABC is left wing as CNN. Absolutely not. CNN is wild. I wouldn't even be willing to watch a CNN hosted debate. I wouldn't even be willing. Just because American left is fucking weird, right? ABC is centrist. Polls had Biden up by 8 points at this same time. But, okay. Yeah, Biden won. So, I don't know what you're trying to say. You've turned against CNN? I never liked CNN. I honestly don't watch major news networks. I just don't like major news networks. They're boring. They're boring because everything all of them say is biased in some way or another. Not necessarily always left, not necessarily always right, but everything's bias drenched because they wouldn't be able to get ratings without it. She's only up by 1.5 points. And not when you look at like I said, look at the actual Trump approval polls on 538. It's terrible. It's really, really bad for him. Where do you get your facts? I'm not even able to talk about facts right now because nobody's willing to come up and talk about them. But I did invite you, Money Miller. Money Miller. What do you have to say about CNBC poll saying Trump is more favorable than Kamala? That's how you would say it, but it's Kamala. I'm correcting you because I read it the way you would say it in the chat, and you're wrong. So it's Kamala. Say it with me. How do you support the 1%? I don't. These are really weird questions. I'll talk to you about that too. I'm just throwing out random invites. Nobody wants to come up. You're all actually scared to talk about this? Oh, there's one. Hi. Irish, you came up. How are you doing?
Pretty good. How are you?
Pretty good. How old are you?
37.
Pronouns?
He.
And voting for Trump, I assume?
Yeah.
Okay, so he supports the 1%, if that's what you're asking.
I don't believe so, because if
well,
you look,
his policies
outside.
definitely do. So,
Obama, Clinton, all of them, they're part of the oligarchy. They want.
Okay, so Trump's financial
order.
policies have always and
No,
will continue to. No, his financial policies have always and will continue to support the top 1%.
Yes, they will because.
So you support the top 1%.
No, not because they're not top 1%. I
they are
manufacturing jobs. I support tax cuts for the rich because nobody wants to do business in the
United States. You all are fucking weird and disingenuous. Trump's policies disproportionately benefit the top 1%.
No, they do, and that's
they do.
The 1%.
So you support the 1%.
Okay, there we go. I paused my TV.
So you support the top 1%.
Maybe like the 5%, but manufacturing jobs. No business is going to do business in the United States.
The point is, you're saying I support the rich, but you're the one supporting the rich.
Because they are the oligarchy.
Are you fucking kidding me, dude? So, do you know what Harris's tax policy is?
You cannot.
Do you know what Harris's tax policy is at all?
She's backed by Dick Cheney.
Do you know what Kamala's tax policy is at all?
Dick Cheney was vice president to Bush.
Irish? Take a chill pill, dude. Do you know what Kamala's tax policy is? At all.
She is so flexible. She has no standards.
She has an absolute tax policy.
So she's saying she wants to come in your house and take your guns.
Shut up. Shut up, because I'm going to tell you some of her tax policy. I'm going to tell you to shut up, because I'm going to tell. Yeah, but you are disrespecting her, okay? So take it easy.
That doesn't matter. I'm not disrespecting you, so show me some respect.
It does matter, okay?
No,
I'm here, she isn't. Show her some respect. Show her some respect, Irish.
She said that she wants to come into your house.
Say, no, she didn't.
And I don't want to
Wrong
do that.
again. Irish, can you shut the fuck up, dude? What is wrong with all of you tonight? What is wrong with you guys tonight, specifically? I'll invite you to unmute, but you have to shut up for a few seconds, okay? Take it fucking easy, dude. Just chill out. I invited you to unmute. There you are. Now, take a chill pill. Take a chill pill. Irish, again, speaking over me is not being respectful, okay?
You're speaking over me as well. And then you're also being disrespectful.
I didn't start it, Irish whiskey. I didn't start it, Irish whiskey. You started it.
How didn't you? Okay,
you started it. Yeah.
Go ahead and lead.
Catch a bubble. And let me tell you what her actual tax policy is, or at least some of it, okay? So she's going to raise taxes disproportionately on people making over $400,000 a year and raise the corporate tax rate to 28%. All of that will pay for very large tax breaks for everybody making less than $400,000 a year. She will also give $25,000 tax cuts to first-time home buyers. She will also give $50,000 tax credits to startup businesses. She will also give childcare tax credits of $6,000, diminishing to $2,000 by the time they're 18. So year over year.
My thing with Kamala, just like Biden.
Are you just moving on now?
No.
What do you think about any of that?
I'm collaborating with what you said, if you let me speak.
Sure.
Is that she just now comes out with her policies.
What do you mean just now?
It really has. How long has she been in the race? It really has been.
She came out. No, Irish. No, because Irish. You're spouting misinformation. She didn't come up with this just now.
Any type of misinformation.
Irish.
You haven't let me speak.
Yeah, because Irish. Shut the fuck up. Every time, Irish, every time you speak, you're saying something factually incorrect. So don't do that, and then you can speak more, okay? I will show you respect as soon as you can say something factually accurate. Here's the test. I'm going to send you an invite to unmute again, and you have to say something factually accurate. Factually accurate. LaDonathan, I will let him talk when he says something actually right.
I have been respectful.
Say one thing that's true.
Elaborate on what you're saying. You speak over me.
Say one thing that's true.
One thing that's true. She's a flip-flopper. You cannot trust her.
Sure.
You go back and see what she said 3 years ago compared to what she's saying now. It's completely different. Can you
That was a different election cycle.
No. How is it a different election? You have morals. You have character. So that's what we're really gauging, all right?
Okay, what's
and
Trump's?
What she has done. No, we're not speaking about Trump.
You've
right
said
now.
something.
No,
now we're talking about how Trump flip flops.
We're talking about your candidate.
Now we're talking. About.
So
yeah, you said she flip flops. Now I'm saying Trump flip flops. Okay. I'm rebutting. What is his?
Flip-flopped on?
Jesus
Name
fucking
one
Christ,
thing
dude.
that Trump has flip-flopped on. Please tell me.
I will
You
as soon
cannot,
as
because
soon
once that
again
man
as
ran
soon
off
no
his
shut
policies, let me
no I'm not going to let you speak because you won't let me speak and you're pretending like I'm talking over you. You say something, I say something. You can't talk for 10 minutes straight. You can't do it. It's not going to fly. Shut the fuck up sometimes and let somebody else talk, okay? You're not the center of the conversation. I'm also not the center of the conversation. We have to have a back and forth, okay? That's how this works. You talk, then I talk. That's how a debate works. Irish whiskey, do you understand? You say something, then I say something, okay? That's how this goes. Jesus fucking Christ, what is wrong tonight? Is everybody okay? I don't have to invite you to unmute. You can do it yourself. You just got to figure it out.
I unmuted it. You cannot give me one example, the format that Donald Trump has run on, that he has flip-flopped on.
Yeah, I can. You won't let me. I can.
I've given you a couple examples of Kamala's.
No, you gave me one. And now I'm going to give you one. Okay? If I can.
You give me one, and then I'll give you one. We'll go back and forth.
Okay, now I'm going to ask you a question. To illustrate my point here, you have to actually answer the question, okay? Because you seem to have a problem with that too. So when I ask you the question, you need to answer it, okay? It's going to be good?
Yeah. As long as whenever I give you one.
What's his actual stance on abortion?
His actual stance on abortion is to leave it to the federal government. It's actually to leave it to the states. I apologize.
That is not, no. What is his actual stance on abortion?
Pro-life.
No, he isn't. No, he's not. You're wrong.
No, yes, he is.
No.
Now there is.
He has said before that he is pro-life, but he has also clearly indicated that he thinks abortion bans in certain states should provide a longer attribution for the availability for abortion. So is he pro-life or pro-choice?
When you just said it just now, he said to the states. correct?
No, you're not listening to me. You're just listening to respond. Listen to me for a second and then answer this again. No, listen to this again and then answer what I'm actually asking you, right? So we've heard him say that he is pro-life and that abortion is wrong. We have also heard him say, both of these in this election cycle, that some states' abortion bans are too restrictive. So which is he?
There is circumstances where, like
no, answer my question. Answer my question. Which is it?
He is pro-life, and he wants to leave it to the state and not to the federal government.
Okay, so then why did he say that a 6-week abortion ban in Florida was too short?
Because he's pro-life. Like, you don't want to kill.
That's not. No. He's saying the ban doesn't provide enough time. There should be more time to choose. That's a pretty pro-choice take, right?
No, it's not.
Are you kidding? Do you know what either of these terms means?
Yes, to further delay the abortion, it means to let the fetus grow even longer.
What?
And so that would be like to let it grow and be more. Like,
what does that? What? No, he's saying, "Oh my God, you're dumb."
To let it go later.
You're dumb.
See,
what is wrong tonight? No, look, I'm gonna say this one more time. I'm gonna say this. No, you're literally not understanding what I'm saying. I'm going to explain it one more time.
He's saying it should be more late term, right?
What?
More late term.
More late term what?
Abortion. When a woman's pregnant, you were saying that he says it should be a later term abortion, correct?
No.
Then what are you saying, bro?
This fucking guy doesn't know anything. All right. This is just sad at this point.
Like, you look
tonight, this whole night is just sad at this point. I'm sorry, chat. This is terrible. None of these people know anything, and this is honestly just terrible. This is the worst night I've had ever. Like, this is your best person that can come up and debate me. This is Trump's best foot.
That he
You're Trump's best foot.
Of what he runs on.
Okay, so you said Trump is pro-life. Try to stay with me this time. Try to stay with me, right? So pro-life means I don't want you to have an abortion, right? Basically, regardless, maybe with some exceptions. Maybe with some exceptions. Right, sure. Yes, sure. We're moving on. Yes, we're moving on. So he said, you think he thinks that, right?
Yes.
He has also said of an abortion ban being passed in Florida, where I live, that 6 weeks is too short to cut it off, right? So the bill says you can't get it after 6 weeks, and he's saying that's too short. You need to extend the option for longer. That's a pro-choice take.
Did you not hear what I was just ranting on a few minutes? That's exactly.
No, I did. It didn't.
That I was saying he's wanting to let it go longer. But as I said, he is pro-choice and he leaves it to the states.
No, you said he's pro-life.
That's exactly what we're talking about.
You said he's pro-life. You're a fucking
pro-life. But at the end of it, when it comes down
this
to
fucking
law,
guy,
he
dude.
wants to leave it to the states.
You literally said, dog, I am going to clip you saying he's pro-life. That's what you said.
And he leaves it to the states.
You just said
There are mitigating circumstances to where if there's, we both know dangers, incest, rape. Okay, those are mitigating circumstances. But he is pro-life and he leaves it to the states.
Bud.
Yeah, hold your forehead.
You just said in 3 sentences, not even in 3 sentences, you said he's pro-life and then you said he's pro-choice. Again. What does that mean?
But he leaves it to the states,
but
not the federal government's decision.
You said that. That was your original take. After that, you said he's pro-choice and he leaves it to the states. What the fuck is going on?
Okay,
are you serious right now?
Okay, you asked me your question and I gave you my answer, correct? That
You
I'm
haven't said
sticking on
anything that makes sense.
I said that.
You've given me both answers.
No, I have not. You are just trying to be really aggressive and an asshole in a sense. I told you that he's pro-life and he leaves it to the states.
This fucking
We
guy.
all need to laugh.
This fucking
We
guy.
all need to
What
laugh.
is this?
You say
Excuse
he
me.
wants to let it go longer than the season term.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
which
there might
means
be mitigating circumstances to that. There is probably more to that than what you were saying.
Okay, so is your take he's pro-life and leaving it to the states, or is your ultimate take that he's pro-choice and leaving it to the states?
Pro-life. That is his stand, and that's what his
Bug.
stand is.
You are such a fucking... Oh my god, you're out, dude. I can't take it anymore. I can't take it anymore. I'm sorry. That was like just disgustingly bad, dude. You're the worst. You're one of the... You might be the worst guest at this I have ever had up. Which at this point is legitimately saying something. That was terrible. That was absolutely terrible. I couldn't even get to talking about that it shouldn't be left to the states. Like, I couldn't even get there. He couldn't get there. That's amazingly bad. Just so... Can everybody give me an L guest, please? I think everybody in here should be able to agree that was an L guest. Please. That's crazy. Trey, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you, man?
Pretty good. How old are you?
I'm 26.
What are your pronouns?
That nigga.
So you're going to immediately start by slurring.
Well,
What a fucking loser, dude. What a fucking loser. Jim, thank you. I don't know if anybody actually thinks I'm better than Parker, but we'll see. Brian, how are you doing?
Like they don't the city status. Okay, you're bro. Like you can tell somebody is good by like if they're purple.
Let's just listen to Brian talk to their friends.
Yeah, which one are you?
I don't fucking know how to even. I don't know how to read.
We're just gonna listen to Brian talking to their friends. That's fun.
2-98. 2-98?
Nah, but that's not rec. That's part.
No, that's part. Rec, we're probably like 5-5.
Rec, we're like
2-98 in the part?
298, dude? That's crazy. Whoa.
We all need to laugh.
I have like.
I don't give a fuck about my weight.
All right, that's enough of that.
Hey, what up, nigga?
Ivan, can you refrain? Can you control yourself a little bit?
Timothy himself. Fuck you, faggot.
2 slurs in 2 sentences. Amazing. This is a weird night, y'all. Weird as hell, dude. Davis, how are you doing?
Fine.
And how old are you?
I'm 51.
And what are your pronouns?
Don't have any.
Okay, so he, him. Who are you voting for?
Trump.
How on earth can you bring yourself to do that, Davis?
Well, you was talking about the taxes, and you have to excuse my voice. I have COPD.
Yeah, that's fair.
You was talking about the Kamala taxes. If you'll look that up, the tax increases that she is doing is Marxist. The
my
way
God.
that works. I'm serious, my man.
Sure.
I'm
What
serious.
define communism?
Communism?
Yeah.
Take what Hitler did.
Nope.
To the Jews.
Hitler was a fascist. That's
Well,
directly that is
they-
directly the opposite of communist.
Okay, what do you say communism is?
Communism is a moneyless, stateless, classless society.
Well, then what do you think she's trying to do? Because it lists in there the exact tax products that she's doing will turn into that.
What lists that where? Where does it list that?
Well, I mean, you can look anything up on the communist page, and it will list it that way it says.
As a communist, she's not a communist.
Yeah, I disagree, my man.
Well, I'm a communist, so
Yeah,
it's gonna be hard to battle me on that. I know a little bit more about what it actually is than you.
Yeah, well, I mean, and they also said that her father was the one that raised her that way. Is what I
No,
read
no.
on the
What
internet.
they say is that her father was an economist professor, right? He taught communism as part of his economics course because it's an economic policy, right?
Now, why do you choose communism?
Why do I choose it?
Yes.
I mean, it's idealist. We can't really have it as a government. You can't. Again, communism is a stateless society, so a government can't really be communist.
So how do you think that the USA would work out that way?
It wouldn't.
Okay, so what do you think she's trying to do?
I think she's trying to tax the rich more because they don't pay their fair share in taxes, and it's about goddamn time they did.
Yeah, but that's what I'm talking about. If you tax the rich more, they quit producing jobs. Where does the middle class get their jobs from? It's from the rich making jobs. You see what I'm saying?
Do you know what happens when you tax the rich more?
What?
They seek to reduce their tax liability. How do you do that?
I'm not sure.
You reinvest in your business. Do you know what that means?
Mm-hmm.
Hiring more people is what it means.
Yeah, but I don't think that they would produce more businesses if they're getting taxed more. It's just like when Trump started putting the tariffs on China. Look at how many businesses started coming back to America because they didn't want to pay the tariffs.
Who didn't want to pay the tariffs?
Like, like he said, John Deere is moving to China.
That's so this literally didn't happen. John Deere said it didn't happen.
Okay. Well, I thought I had heard John Deere was thinking about it.
Trump said that. John Deere made a statement saying no, that absolutely did not happen.
Okay, so take any
So
company.
does that show you that Trump himself is just a liar who will say anything to get your vote?
No, I don't believe that because I've already seen him do 4 years. Look at the 4 years.
So why would he say he did something so good when it's an outright lie?
What do you mean he said he did something good?
So, yeah, John Deere said he was thinking about moving, right? The company said it was thinking about moving overseas, right?
Yes.
And he stopped them from doing that. Trump stopped them, right?
No, he said that. No, he didn't. He said if he became president and they did move, he would put tariffs on them coming back with their sales.
Okay, so who pays the tariffs again? Because this is very important for this now.
I would think the company.
The company where?
Like if John Deere moves to China.
So you think China pays Chinese tariffs?
No. I'm thinking like if John Deere is working out of China getting products made there, if they want to sell that product back to the U.S., then they have to pay that tariff tax.
Yeah,
in order to sell
if a company is it's the U.S. importers that pay the tariffs. So if John Deere was to move overseas completely, they wouldn't have to pay the tariffs. It's the U.S. importers.
Where's the U.S. importers?
The companies buying the foreign goods are paying the tariffs.
Yeah. So,
yeah, because you can't tax a foreign company, right? So the tax burden falls onto the U.S. importers. It's the U.S. taxing U.S. companies.
So you're saying if they're making products in China and China sends them back over here to sell, and he puts tariffs on China, the U.S. importers are paying it instead of China.
Yep, that's how tariffs go. That is what they do.
I'll have to look that up.
Yep.
I obviously don't understand that.
Please look that up. Yeah.
Yeah, I will look it up,
Yep.
Well, all right, brother.
Yeah. Davis, it's been good.
All right, man. Appreciate it.
Have a good one, man.
Bye-bye.
That was a good one. That was a good conversation. Davis, you're a real one. Good job. Leg amputation, bone cancer, terrible. It's expensive. We're also trying to get a new roof, so financially it's hitting us pretty hard. But we got to do it, right? We can't not get our little boy the health care he needs. Brown Robert. Robert, how are you doing?
Good, yourself?
Pretty good. How old are you?
24.
Pronouns?
Just he, him.
And vote?
Personally gonna vote for Trump. I know we're probably not gonna see eye to eye on things. I just want to come in here and say, I don't think that you have any ill will in your heart because you want to vote for somebody else than me. But I hope that your boy gets what he needs. I hope everything goes smoothly, and I will keep you guys in my heart and in my mind.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you.
Of course. And I just think it's most of the issues that come down are problems with the government on both sides, not just one side or the other.
And you think that Trump doesn't represent one of the sides?
No, I think he does, but I think I agree with some of the things that he does. Obviously, I'm not going to agree with everything, just like I'm sure you don't agree with everything that Kamala and Waltz say, right?
I don't know. They've been pretty consistently good.
Okay, that's fair. I mean, you might align more with your side than I align with my side. I personally see myself more as a libertarian. Don't mess with me, I won't mess with you. Don't mess with any.
Is it fair to guess you probably would have voted for RFK if he had stayed in the race?
Yeah. I'm not against voting for somebody based on their party. I like to go more based off of what I've seen or how they act, and I don't agree with the way Trump acts in a lot of different ways. I do think he needs to be more professional, but I became an adult under his economy, and I was actually able to purchase a home under this economy, and I've seen the housing market go up exponentially, which in my case would help me if I were to sell my home, because I'd pocket about 80,000 if I were to sell right now. But
oh yeah, I'm in about the same boat with mine, and I was able to buy mine under Biden's administration.
Yeah, and I'm not saying that it's impossible. It was definitely easier, in my opinion. I've had several friends purchase houses under the Biden administration, and it was significantly harder to get the financing, specifically if they didn't use their VA loans. I'm military, or soon to be veteran, but the VA loan did help out a lot of people, but I've had friends back in my home state of California that have been able to purchase homes, and it was.
How do you feel about the PACT Act?
What was that?
The PACT Act. How do you feel about that?
I'm honestly not well versed on it, so I wouldn't have a good opinion.
It increases VA eligibility just across the board. So they have now something like 760,000 enrollees, where they were at like 500 or 600,000 before. So it substantially increased VA eligibility.
That's good. I do think that that's a good idea. Like I said, I think personally, just the main big figures in both parties they're not the majority. I think they're the minority. They're just the loudest on both sides. And I think that just the mainstream media, right? Fox News, CNN, MSNBC, all of them, their whole thing is to make money, so they're going to create outrage.
Oh yeah, it's always sensational news. Yeah, it's not necessarily.
Yeah, the 24-hour news cycle was a big downfall in society. In my opinion.
Generally, whether or not the news is actually 100% factual, there is always bias. So that's definitely something we can see eye to eye on. I don't generally watch news. I take what I find on social media, and then I actually dig into articles from everywhere.
I tend to do the same thing. I don't trust it. My grandparents, they'll listen to like Fox News and stuff, and I'm just like, you can't trust it, and you can't trust any big media corporation really. I'm very against a lot of how this country has become. Specifically, the two-party system, I think, was probably our biggest mistake.
Fair, yeah.
Politically,
being bipartisan is terrible. Honestly, the only way we can really get around it at this point is to instate ranked choice voting. But also, I think the only ones who would even think about ever passing ranked choice voting are Democrats. I don't think Republicans would ever be willing to look at that legislation.
So, I mean, I wouldn't necessarily disagree, but I don't completely agree, because the whole idea of just Republican and just Democrat is kind of not exactly how everybody believes it is, right? So you have conservatives and then you also have liberals, right? And there are more liberal leaning Republicans, maybe not in Senate or in the House of Reps, but you also have some conservative leaning Democrats. The party isn't necessarily the end all be all, if that makes sense.
Hold on. I have to mute Skeeter because, Skeeter, you're being absolutely disrespectful. I do have a kid. It's my dog. I have multiple kids. I have 2 dogs and 3 cats. Those are my kids. I don't have actual human children, so I will take care of those kids as if they are my human children. Okay? I don't necessarily expect anybody to understand that, but I do expect you to be respectful about it. Okay? The end. Yeah, no, I feel you. It's ultimately, it comes down to, you're basically saying both sides just aren't out for our best interest, which is, I mean, what are you going to do, man? You're going to vote for the better one, right?
Yeah, it sucks. Like, I know you just said you don't have children. I personally, I have 2 children. And I'm scared to see I'm scared of the world that they're gonna have to grow up in, and it kind of sucks because I don't want to have to vote for either, but I just, off of my beliefs, and I didn't grow up the way I grew up. My family was actually mostly Democrat, and I think just growing up and having seen it, I don't think that necessarily just because you're Democrat or Republican, you have the best vested interest in this country, or you want to destroy it because you don't agree with me. I think
yeah, I don't think so either, but I do think that more Democrats have actual Americans in mind when they pass legislation than Republicans do. I think that overwhelmingly Democrats are more on the side of the actual people.
Seeing that's where we're not going to see eye to eye necessarily. I personally don't see that, but again, that's from what I've seen from the main faces of the party, if that makes sense. Like installing Kamala when Biden was, when it came out that Biden was.
I know that a lot of people say this wrong, but it's Kamala, and I voted for her.
Oh, okay, Kamala. All right, sorry. I don't want to disrespect that, or if we want to say Vice President Harris, but
I voted for her. She got my vote.
Well, and that's awesome, but again,
I think every single Democrat that I've ever spoken to about this has said the same thing. They voted for her.
Seeing it, to me, that doesn't make sense because she did have one of the lowest sorry, my brain's kind of fogged up right now, but she did have one of the lowest approval ratings for vice president in recent history. I'm not saying that necessarily that makes her bad at her job or whatnot.
I have no idea where you could have possibly read that. Literally everybody I knew was fucking stoked when Biden said he wasn't running anymore.
Oh yeah, no. I'm saying while she was vice president, before Biden said he wasn't running anymore. I'm talking like 2022.
Oh, okay. So that's all that could be due to is racism and misogyny, because like, what does a vice president do?
So, I think the racism and misogyny argument is kind of a wash your hands kind of statement. It's
well,
like
again, what does a vice president actually do? How could she have earned a low approval rating as vice president?
That's a fair argument. I see where you're coming from, and I'm not very well versed in this, right? So I'm not trying to say you're right or I'm right or you're wrong, or I'm just trying to have a good conversation.
Yeah, vice presidents have 3 duties, right? Okay. Tie-break Senate votes. When there is a tie, they cast the tie-breaking vote. They take over if the president is to croak or otherwise be incapacitated. And 3, they certify the election results. That's it. That's all they're actually obligated to do in their position.
Okay, and I'm assuming that the president could delegate some other smaller issues to them, since they are part of the cabinet.
They don't really have time for anything else because they have to preside over the Senate.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's fair.
The president can, but they're not really going to be able to effectively do anything. And even if they do go get all of the information on whatever they're given, they can't draft legislation. They certainly don't have time for that. All they can do is tell senators, hey, try to write this bill.
That's fair. That's fair. Yeah, no, like I said, I don't necessarily think that Donald Trump is best. I also don't believe that, sorry, how is
Kamala. Like
Kamala.
Pamela, but
okay. Since I'm using Trump's last name, I'll just say Harris, but I also don't think Harris would be best suited either. If we go back to the 2020 election, I personally really liked Tulsi Gabbard. So, and I guess that doesn't seem like I would be willing to vote for a Democrat now that she has renounced the party. But I think that that's kind of a coward move of her to renounce her party and go to a different party, right? I think if you have a problem with your party, it's the same as if you have a problem in your home or at the workplace, and you do what you can to try to fix it and try to do what you think is best.
That's an interesting take, because I mean, people's views change. Like if I have literally changed people's views on Trump on here, and like their views changed just because they got new information. So why shouldn't somebody be able to do that? I don't think it's cowardly.
No,
I think it's brave, because you're always going at that point. Like Tippy Canoe and Tyler too, right? He ran for president twice, and if I remember correctly, he was both parties. Like he ran as one party one election, and then as the other party the other election. And you can't. Nobody on either side respects you at that point, right?
Yeah.
So that takes a lot of bravery.
Does take yes, but so what I'm saying is I don't think it should. I think that should be kind of a last resort, right? So you hear a lot of people, oh, I left the Democratic Party, or oh, the Democratic Party left me, or I left the Republican Party, and vice versa. I think, if you gotta use an analogy, right? As a homeowner, if you got a messed up roof, right? Last year I just had to pay $13,000 for my own roof, so I get what you're going through. Yeah, I would recommend the upcharge that they do. If it's a 15-year warranty, I'd recommend it. It's probably going to be a couple thousand more, but do it. But so if you got a messed up house, right? You don't just instantly get rid of the house and try to find something new, right? If you truly like that house, you truly love that house, and you're proud of it, you want to try to fix it and get it back up to how it was when you entered it, right? Mm-hmm. I think if you just kind of get rid of that house at the first sign of problems, or maybe not even the first sign, but second or third, instead of it being your last resort, like, hey, my roof just collapsed in and almost killed myself and my significant other. All right, we're gonna move out. Like this has been enough. That's one thing, but hey, I got shingles coming off, and when it rains, I get a little bit of a leak. I need to get this fixed. Not let's move
Diana,
out.
Congratulations on reaching level 10. Congrats. I mean, this is like, somebody says, if you don't like it here, then leave. No, I'm gonna try to get your party out, because your party is ruining us through terrible legislation. So I'm going to try to vote everybody I can out, and I'm going to try to tell everybody that's watching me to vote your party out, because your party is ruining our country with terrible legislation that limits rights.
Seeing that is something that I would agree with. Whether or not we agree on which party is doing terrible or doing good or whatever,
Republicans are limiting rights through legislation all the time.
And I'm assuming you're saying towards like transgenders and that sort and abortion rights.
Trans people, women, just minorities in general, yeah.
Okay. So let me ask you, with the IVF, right? What is the issue with that? Because it's in fertilization for those, or it's fertilization for those who can't become pregnant, correct?
Yeah, overwhelmingly Republicans have a problem with IVF.
See, and I don't understand. Obviously, I personally have not seen Republicans say that unless they're like staunchly
No,
Republican.
yeah,
Then it
like
makes zero
so
sense to me, even because if you're pro-life, like personally,
so
I would like to
Rick
stand pro-life,
Scott
I'm
is part of Rick Scott's running his actual platform right now is standing firm for IVF because the rest of his party doesn't. Like that's part of what he's running on in Florida.
Okay. See, I think with the IVF issue, or I think the most of that is probably chalked up to ignorance, and I'm not trying to use that as an excuse. I think they need to do that research, and I think personally that there are too many people in our Congress on both the House and Senate that aren't in touch with enough of what is going on today because of age, and I think we need term limits and age limits when it comes to that kind of thing. And you know, ignorance is never an excuse, right? If you don't know something and you don't like it, learn about it.
How quickly do you think you can learn how to be a senator once you are one?
I think it would take several years, and I'm not saying like 2 terms like a president, right? Because a term limit for Senate, it's 2. Is it 2 years, or is that House?
Actually, that's a good question. I don't know which is which. One's 2, one's 6, right?
I think Senate's 6 then, because I'm pretty sure House is every 2 years. But right, so 12 years. We'll just go with that 12 years for 2 terms.
Robert,
I still don't think that's necessary.
Robert, I think I've had you long enough. I got to move on.
Okay, man. Hey, you have a great night.
Have a good one. Oh man, this is a weird fucking night. Just overwhelmingly, this is fucking weird. I'm sorry, everybody. We're not getting any of the fun people. I know what's happening here. We're not getting any of the fun people. Look, stick around for a little while longer. We'll see what happens, okay? We'll see. I'm hoping somebody comes through. Oh, this is exhausting. I know it's a little late, right? My Friday lives are a little later. Is that all it is? Does MAGA not come out late? Are they all tired? Are they all tired and old? Are they all tired? Brian can't even connect. Brian can't even connect to the live. Chris, I'm not gonna lie, I'm probably about to quit for the night. What do you got?
Yeah, I just wanted to throw something out there. So someone on there was on earlier talking about how people were leaving after these concerts or whatever. Beyonce was on stage for a grand total of 4 minutes.
Yeah, one song.
And she didn't even sing. Yeah, and Kamala came out. Yeah, so I just wanted to say that. That's all. I know I was on earlier. I don't want to take too much of your time. I felt the need. I mean, I could answer a lot of these idiots in the chat here if you want. I can do that. That might be fun.
We got one more person in here. Let's see what happens. You can
All
stay
right,
up.
do that.
You
Do
can
that.
stay
You're
up
better
for a
off, dude.
minute
Okay, you got it, man.
if you want to. Lash, how's it going?
Good.
How old are you?
35.
How old are you actually?
35.
I believe it. I hear the age in the voice.
Okay, yeah, I didn't at first, but that one was a little clearer. What are your pronouns?
Can we just skip that question?
No.
Why can't you just answer the question?
Her.
She, her? All right. Who are you voting for?
Donald J. Trump.
Of course you are. Why? How on earth can you bring yourself to do that after all he's done against the American people and against the Constitution upon which this great nation was founded?
He's already been president, and while he was president, everything was pretty good, honestly.
Are you blaming him for that?
Everything was good under. We've already seen him be president before. So
Are you blaming him for everything being good?
under his administration, everything was pretty darn good.
Okay. Are you going to answer my questions, or are you just going to say the same thing over and over again? Is this going to be another weird conversation, or can we actually have a back and forth?
We can have a back and forth.
All right. So are you blaming him for everything being good?
Not everything, but there were
Okay,
no wars.
it's slowly sinking into becoming weirder. All right.
Can I ask one question?
Yeah.
What
Go for it.
name one thing that was good. Name one thing that was good.
No wars.
No wars.
We're not in a war right now. Pick
No
another.
wars.
We're not. We're
Well,
not in any
hold on.
wars right
Also, no wars is absolutely false. But go on.
That is absolutely true. There were no
Nope.
wars under his
Wrong.
administration.
Go
Oh,
on.
really?
Next point.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, explain it then to me.
No, bring another point.
No, explain it.
You can look up what wars
there were
existed.
wars and-
You can look up what wars existed under Trump.
There were none. He didn't start.
Sure.
any.
I would
didn't start any.
I would encourage you, as I would encourage everybody, to actually look stuff up. So look it up after this and figure out why you're wrong. What's your next point?
Well, he didn't start any wars, and look at
Who did
what
start a
this
war?
current- Huh?
Who did start a war?
Well, look at where we're at right now. and
Who
what's
started
going
a
on.
war? Which war did we start, and who started it?
You tell me.
No, you're making
You're
the
just-
claim. Who started the fucking war, and which war is it? We can talk about them, but you have to call one. Why is this so hard for people tonight? Like, this is not usually this bad. Lash.
Oh, I have a question
I'm
for you,
asking.
actually.
No, I've already asked you a fucking question. You're gonna answer it, or you're gonna leave. Okay?
Sir, you need to
so,
calm down.
what,
Okay?
Lash, you need to shut up and answer my question. Okay?
You need to just calm down.
Lash, answer the question.
Calm down.
Lash, I'm going to ask you one more
Yes.
time. What wars were started and who started them? One at a time now. We can talk about every one of them.
No.
Get the fuck out of here then. You're boring. Why are they all boring? What is happening? Why am I only getting the boring ones?
Because they know nothing. That's why. They know nothing. Even in the chat, I have people saying stuff and they can't say anything. My favorite one ever, dude, my favorite one ever is when people say communism and then they don't know communism.
Yeah, they literally can't define communism. Chris, here's the thing. Usually they prove they know nothing, but usually they're at least interesting to talk to. Chuck, how old are you? Chuck, how old are you?
I'm 35.
Pronouns?
Your sister's a great soccer player.
Chuck, pronouns? Chuck, you're teacupped. I know somebody came up to talk to you. Pronouns.
All right, he's muted. I kind of like I see what Orem Sage is saying here, and like, you know, you can do the both parties thing, but at the end of the day, we're dealing with a fascist versus an actual politician in the cloth that which we're used to. So, and that might not sit well with anybody, but at this point, we can't split hairs. I mean, we're dealing with fascism versus regular run-of-the-mill status quo stuff, which, you know what, at least with
Fascism
Harris,
versus legitimate legislation.
right, and at least with Harris, I feel like we can possibly get something out of her in the right direction.
Yellow.
Yes, Chuck, you're back. Pronouns.
Go the vegan one.
Him.
Nice. He, him. Who are you voting for?
Trump. All the
Again,
way.
how can you bring
Absolute
yourself to
Trump.
do that after all he's done against you specifically as an American citizen, as well as the Constitution upon which your great nation was founded?
No. I don't know about all that, but I think you're better off. When he's
Obviously, you don't know about all that if you're still willing to vote for him.
president. Well, I don't. I think it's propaganda.
So you don't think that the false elector scheme that he admitted to doing was done?
I think it's propaganda.
Okay, so he did it and admitted to it. Do you think it's propaganda?
I never said that. I said the rape charge.
Oh, you didn't say anything specific, but also say grape for the sake of the live. But also, we're talking about the false elector scheme. Do you know anything about it?
Grape.
Do you know anything about the false elector scheme? Anything at all, Chuck? Are you educated or not?
Are you a virgin?
No.
This guy's interesting.
Chuck, do you know anything about anything, Chuck? Have you
I
heard
know a lot
about?
about-
Have you heard about the false elector
I
scheme?
mean, I know all about your mom's body.
Have you heard about the false elector scheme, Chuck?
Yeah.
Nope, never heard of that one.
My mom's been unalived for a very long time, so you must have gotten some weird action.
She's skinny as shit.
How is she?
Hell yeah.
So she's dead, but she's skinny as shit. She's.
I said that because she's dead.
Yeah,
That was a bad joke. You suck at this.
Because it's applicable and you're dumb.
You made a joke about his mom being dead.
I made a joke about his mom. You suck at this.
You
Be
made
drunker.
Bud, you made a joke
What?
about my mom. He was making a joke
I think
about
Christopher's
you.
on drugs, bro.
Chuck,
Chris is on drugs and he's still better than you at this.
Chris, hold on.
Whoa,
Chuck,
I think-
Chuck,
I
are
think
you
Chris might be on drugs.
Chuck, shut the fuck up. Are you 5?
Whoa. Princess is mad.
So you are 5. You're 5 years old.
I'm 35.
Okay, 5. That's what I heard. We're talking to a 5-year-old, chat. Classic. All right. Let's move on to the
Whatever,
next
bro.
one.
Go to your room, Chuck.
Let's move on to the next one because Chuck doesn't know how to speak.
Let's go.
Jose, how's it going?
Torres.
Libertadores home run, baby. Libertadores home run.
Chuck, we're back to you. You're lucky.
Ew, he's a Yankees fan too. On top of it,
One
damn.
second, guys.
What? Did you say 1 sec? No.
1 sec. Yo, hold on, guys. Hold on.
No. Get the fuck out.
Yeah.
What is? Yeah, this is a terrible night. This is literally the worst night I've ever had on here. I need to find something else to debate because Trumpers just don't have it anymore. They don't know what they're doing. They don't know how to do this anymore. They've lost
I'm not
it.
sure. Yeah, I'm not sure they ever really had it. To be honest with you, I'm seeing a landslide in our future. I can't imagine how these so-called patriots and Americans can back a fascist. I don't see it. I just don't see it.
It's amazing.
It's almost like, remember, I don't know if you remember when the flat earth thing started, and I actually read some articles where people were like, they didn't really believe in flat earth. They just did it as a debate prep or like practice to hone their skills. I'm starting to believe that's what MAGA is. Like these people are just so in delusion that they're going to try and convince you that it's real. It's incredible.
Yep.
Yeah, Billy Barvin, what is the delusional fantasy? I don't understand.
Well, to be fair, I am competing with an actual Harris rally, so it is what it is. I should probably just quit and go join him in watching the rally. So I'll see you all later. Chris, thank you for coming up for a while. And
Peace, man.
Hopefully I see you next time, and hopefully it's a little more interesting.
I'll be around, and it's always interesting.
Have a
Never
good
boring,
one.
that's for sure. Take care, bro.
All right, and y'all, if you haven't followed, still looking for followers. We're only on the Twitch side now. I ended TikTok really fast, okay? I ended stuff really fast over there. But if you are, I see one person on the Twitch side. So if you're over there, give me a follow if you haven't. And I'll see